this games take a lot out of you. It was a hell of a game. It was, like Katie and Heathcote. I mean, it was, both teams only got 48 shots up. They shot 51, we shot 58, which is odd. There weren't a lot of rebounds to be had when you shoot that well. Uncharacteristically, we shot poor from the free throw line, but 20 assists on 28 baskets, 8 turnovers. Those are ingredients that help you win games. And I thought so many of our guys, our bench was 15 of 21 and did an unbelievable job. Frankie Fiddler came back and did some things. Trey Holloman was dynamite. Coop and Cohen Carr did a yeoman's job, and our starters, Jeremy Fears, he had to, we did a hell of a job on Smith because he's a hell of a player. And, and we didn't do a hell of a job on Kaufman, but he's even a better player, I think. And, we tried to double a little bit. He made some good shots and good plays, but in general, we out-rebounded by a couple. The turnovers are a big thing. We had 10 steals. They had 4. And understand this team has owned us. They really have. Last few years, they've owned us. And it's because they're well coached. They got a good team. The guys were classy after the game, and I felt like these two programs kind of mirror each other in a lot of ways, and I felt fortunate and good to win a game like that. So, questions?
Tom, you mentioned Frankie and some of the defense, but how big was the late first half, offense or defense to offense with some of those steals, and then that little spurt Frankie put together in the second half with those 3 steal, dunk, steal, assist?
Yeah, the steals were big because they led to some things. I had fast break points from 19 to 8. We haven't had that in a while, and they did a good job of taking away our outlets. They did a real good job. Matt has always done that, and he's been good, but I thought Jeremy handled it well. Our 2-point guards were 12 assists, 1 turnover. Against a team like that, that's really important. But Frankie's play was a spurt. Jace Richardson kept us in there early, and they wore down a little bit. I think we wore down a little bit. And but, for Kohler and Sapala to go 8 for 10, that was big, and every guy that played gave us something.
I'm wondering, you mentioned about Fiddler, but that stretch at the end of the first half where Cohen had that dunk, first the dunk, obviously that's something we've got to ask you about, but the active hands on the defensive end, what set up that run for you guys, was there just something that different with the defense, or was it just Purdue getting into those lanes?
I thought Jeremy did a hell of a job. He really dogged him the best he could, and there were some turnovers that he had that are uncharacteristic. Smith is, pound for pound, he might be the best player in the country, pound for pound. And he got 17, but we made him earn every one of them. But he had some turnovers, and I think some of it was us, some of it was the help. I thought we flew around defensively, pretty well. And when we did start doubling the post, we came out of it and rotated well. So I don't know. I don't know what caused it, but fast break baskets mean a lot. Indiana got some against us. We got some today.
The dunk as well.
The dunk, which one? You mean the one that Jace threw off the guy's hand? That was planned. But
that one in that run that got you back in the game.
Yeah, Cohen. He's just. He's getting better and better. He's 4 for 4 tonight. He's making his free throws. Had 4 rebounds. I'd like to see him rebound a little better. He did have 2 turnovers, but he also had a couple of really nice passes that got us going too. One of them was a big-time play later in the game. And so he's just starting to do more and more and more, and I'm really excited for that.
Tom, how key was it with the lobs to attack them where they couldn't really protect the rim like they have with Edie in the past?
Yeah, it is a little different. Now, Ren is a hell of a player. Don't kid yourself. But I thought we did do some good things. Jeremy threw a couple great ones, and then Trey threw a couple good ones, and then that one Jace threw at the end too. But I always tell my guys, it's not fair when you throw lobs to Cohen, because hell, I could throw a lob to Cohen and he could dunk it. You don't even doesn't even have to be close to perfect. But Jace threw a hell of a lob to him. He penetrated in, and that's another guy, man. I mean, he's 2 for 3 from the 3, 4 for 4, gets 12 points, 3 assists, no turnovers, efficient as the day is long. So those were big plays early when we weren't shooting as well.
Tom, and you're right. 2 quick questions. With Cohen, when you put him in, are you expecting that dunk to happen? Because it seems like every time he's going to get at least one. And then I'm curious, when you mentioned the break, few rebounds, but you still get 21 points on the break. I mean, what does that say about maybe the resurgence of your break?
Well, I think a little bit resurgence, but I think we got a lot of that because of the steals. We still aren't running as good off of rebounds, and definitely not off to make baskets, but they do a good job. They jam they got a jammer, they got a guy that they just put on your outlet guy, and we have to make sure we caught it, so that slows us down a little bit. But I think the turnovers caused the break to go. But Cohen was open on another one, we just missed him on, and then he missed another lob dunk. I don't know, sometimes he's up so high, I think he's wondering who the hell's below him, and but yeah, I expect him to get some lobs. I expect him to run the lane. That's why we've been looking at different guys, and where we had Frankie at the 3, Cohen we thought was a better 3, even though he doesn't shoot it as well, but he can get out on that break, and that's kind of some adjustments we made.
And again, more on the guard play. The 4 guys combined for 17 assists, 1 turnover, and 8 steals. Just when you're playing a team like Purdue, just how big is that?
Well, it's huge because not Foster Lawyer. That was our guy, but Fletcher is a hell of a player too. I mean, he can shoot it. He's got a great change of speed. I thought we did a pretty good job on him. The one guy that probably didn't play as well for us offensively, unfortunately, was Jaden. But give him credit, he did a hell of a job defensively on some of those guys. So that's why I said everybody gave us something. And that's what good teams do, and on certain nights, tonight was a couple other guys' nights, but everybody shot the ball. I mean, I say Jaden, he was 3 for 8. It wasn't like but he just missed a couple of wide open shots that I think he normally hits. He missed a couple free throws that I think he normally makes. And we're going to have to correct that because the free throw shooting 2 of the last 3 games has gone down a little bit. So you can bet that it's going to get addressed.
Tom Ballard?
Yeah, him too.
Tom, 2 things. One is the help defense, the commitment to make them get out of what they want to do, reset. And you always talk about handling adversity and persevering and sticking with it. Trey Kaufman ran kind of the poster guy for that. The first 2 years, he just waited and worked, and now his average is up almost 14 points a game.
I mean, you all know, that little video they did on the coaches. For me, I told Painter when I got out there, I said, where's my letter jacket? There were 3 Purdue guys that were on I didn't give them the list, but they found, Gene and Bruce and him. And that's the respect I have for that program. And the job he's done with Kaufman Wren is unbelievable because, as you say, last year he was just another player that just subbed in once in a while, and he's taking his game to a whole nother level now. He redshirted his first year, kind of did it the way some people do it. And other than I will pull for him now harder than anybody because I just love the way he's done it. I love his demeanor. He's really a good player. We put a lot into him. He can go right as good as anybody. Then the first time he double dropped and went left. I think that kid is getting better every day. And, we did a decent job on Fletcher and Braden, and maybe that was a big part of the game. But we kept throwing people at him too, we just kept throwing people at him because those two guys are really good players that started as freshmen and have come up through the program. And as I said, yeah, we got them tonight, but they've owned us in the last couple of years, and deservingly so.
Hey, Coach, back left over here. Hello. So with a program like Purdue that has consistently challenged MSU season after season, won 9 of the last 10, 5 straight before tonight, how does it feel to overcome them tonight with alumni like Tyson and Malik and Joey here as well?
Well, it just goes back to what I said all along. Tyson's parents flew in from New York for this game, and I keep saying it. I'll challenge anybody that we have some of the neatest things. And I had those guys in the locker room after, and I said, some of you guys will be gone this year, some next year, some the year after. Remember not to forget where you came from. They were happier behind the bench. They were happier in the locker room, some of my players. And Tyson's mom and dad said, hey, we might come back for the last one. I don't know. I am the most fortunate human being in America that I have that kind of culture and that kind of situations. And so what did it mean? It meant a lot, Tyson and Joey were at practice. Malik came in late, came in the locker room, and of course after the game. So, yeah, it meant a lot. I think it meant a lot to the players. And you're right, those numbers you just threw out, he's had our number and has done a hell of a job.
It's probably a bubble bursting moment to talk about.
Yeah,
what's ahead on Friday, but
I won't. So don't even ask me. We have a press
not even so
tomorrow.
much about that, but I'm talking about the short turn again. Now that you come out of a game like this, how do you feel that the guys maybe handled the intensity of this, and how do they recover mentally, physically with a short turn?
Like Robbie Hummel said to me after the game. This is a gauntlet, and if I say it, I'm making excuses. If I don't, so I really don't give a damn. But the quick turnaround, we're going to have a staff meeting right now to figure out what we're going to do with our players. Do I kidnap them for a day and just put them in my house and take saunas and relax and try to go to school online? Do I, what do we do? It's the second 2-day turnaround and the second one on the road. And, it is hard when you get home at 1:30 in the morning. You don't just go to sleep after these games. And then you got to start the next morning. So I got a couple coaches that got a little sick. It's a tough time, but what an exciting time. What an opportunity for us. We have an opportunity of a lifetime, and tomorrow I'll talk about the next opponent, but it definitely, George will turn over in his grave because it ain't even going to be the 2-hour. Not the 24-hour, not the 18-hour. This is the 2-hour enjoyment, so don't ruin my 2 hours. All right, so I'm going to take the 2 hours.
A couple more, start with Rico. Coach, you had another game with balanced scoring across the board. Do you have certain lineups for certain situations, or is it you just go by feel of the game?
Well, Doug and I talk every day about it. It's hard, but, it's starting to separate a little bit. Jaden and, Jace is really, he's just been as solid as a rock, and he's even getting better defensively. I don't know if he rebounded much today. That's the next thing he's a good rebounding guard. He really is. But, kind of asking a lot of things of him. But, I talked to Frankie just this week, just 2 days ago, that night. A little bummed out, didn't play as much, and went over some things with him. Trey Holloman, he probably deserves as much as anybody. I didn't take him out of the starting lineup, but I took him out of the starting lineup. And I went to him, I talked to him, I told him why. And he's been absolutely phenomenal with Jace and with Jeremy. And I think he's playing some of his best basketball. He had a couple days of practice that he was phenomenal. And, that's unselfish. That's doing what's best for the team. He's being the captain that he is. And I said, we voted on a captain. I picked one. I picked him, and rightfully so.
You want to wrap us?
Sure. Last game, you season low, 7 turnovers. This game, 8 turnovers. You shoot 68% from the field in the second half. When you're not doing things to hurt yourself, This is kind of what that looks like, isn't it?
Yeah, boy, when you say it, it sure does seem simple, doesn't it? Just don't turn the damn ball over and you got a chance to win. But, you know, the football in me, you know what the Super Bowl brought this year, I've never changed on that, you know. And I haven't done in my career, we've never been a real low turnover team like Wisconsin is and Purdue usually is. For as much as we won, it wasn't because we're a low turnover team. So some people made the excuse that, you know, we run a lot and so you should turn it over. But I'd say that what I did a better job of this summer, I started harping on the free throw shooting. And we have harped on the turnovers. So they listened on one and proved to be 20 years old on the other and haven't really picked up that. But these last two games against two very good teams that are very good defensively as far as getting turnovers, I don't think there's any question that won us the game. So doesn't get any easier. I mean, it's not just the next game, it's the game after that, and the game after that, and the game after that. I mean, it is the gauntlet of schedules, but what an opportunity, you know. Like I told my team, when you have schedule like this, some people sit there and hope somebody beats somebody. We don't need anybody to beat anybody. We just got to take care of our business. It's a task, but you know, if we can take care of our business, what a way to do it. The problem is we got the first place team twice. We got maybe the team that's playing the hottest right now, and that's Wisconsin and Maryland in there, and then we got to go to Iowa. So, you know, it'll be fun sleeping late in March. It ain't going to happen in the next week, that's for damn sure. So I appreciate it. It was a big win for us, big win for the program. Fans were incredible again, and looking forward to figuring out a way to win another game. Thanks.